Welcome back to Winner Wednesdays with Fahed, and I will be going through today's market and how I was able to make a profit of 17,000 rupees. Stay tuned. This was the opening bar for today. We went a bit lower and there was a sharp rally, a very violent rally. We rallied more than 200 points, and throughout the day is in front of you. As you can see, pretty volatile. This is the profit for the day. I have just traded 9,400 call. This is the profit for the day. The call opened. This is the option. Had a big up move, and then it was a steady decline. There were a lot of opportunities. What I want to focus today is on a strategy which I mentioned on my Telegram, which can be used to trade on certain breakouts, on certain dull markets. I wouldn't say this is ideal for a market like this. Today's market was volatile, no doubt about it, but on a rather flat market. So let's go through it. Guys, I just want to say that I am not at all saying that this is a way to trade, but since I've been seeing the chart since the past 5 years, this is a observation which tends to work many times. I can't say it works all the time, like most of the things. So what is this strategy? Well, it is more of a dull market strategy where market is in a range. It's more flat and it has a tendency towards certain direction. So let's say we open gap down here. Even this was a moving market, but you can see, let's put a line over here. This is 325, 325. Put a line at this low. Now there are pros and cons to this strategy. The pros are that you don't have to wait and observe each and every bar. You can put an alert on your system that once the price reaches near that, you are alerted, so you are aware that okay, now there could be a potential trade. So this is not the ideal setup, but let's start with that. We'll go through certain more setups. You can see that this low 1135, this was the low, and it went up a bit. From there it fell back after 1.5 hours. Now you can see it broke it and it went back again. That's the con. This is called a fake out. So let's start with the bad example first. I don't want to show just how much money you can make out of it and how great it is. Let's start with the cons, the traps. This is 325. This broke by less than 10 points. If you have a filter, so let's say you put a filter of 10 points or so, which will filter out the fake outs. Now I'm not saying that is appropriate or enough to filter out the fake outs. I'm giving an example. So for example, if you waited for 15, this would never get triggered. And once it came back, then it violently fell. So you can see that we opened gap down, and most likely it should continue to do so. Now and you can see it was a big gap down, a huge gap down due to Dow Jones. Now for fifth, again this is not exactly a flat market, but if you put a line over here, you can visualize the zones, the extremes. You are actually trying to find the extremes, the bottoms and the tops. Let's put a line over here. So you can see that we're trading within this range. This is a better example actually. 291, and if you see, the higher is 400, and market has certain issues crossing certain psychological figures of 400, 500, 600, all these round figures. And you can see there was an aggressive sell-off. The low of this candle is 290 and it fell to 190. That's a 100-point fall in around an hour or so, less than an hour, and that's quite a big deal. Now what are the cons of this? That you could not catch this downwards move from the top. Of course you cannot catch the tops and the bottoms, but a person trading and observing each and every candle, he might have got a better entry. But for this breakout strategy, you don't need to be glued to your screen. You could have a reminder or a alert, that once the price breaks this level or somewhere here that you alerted, this low might be broken. And that's what happened, and it fell aggressively. Today was a very volatile day, and I won't say that it's applicable for a day like this. I would suggest to look at more of flat days. Okay, you can see this is the 400 level and how it reacted here as well. That's the opening candle, and this is rest of the day. You can maybe put a line here, and you see you get a breakout. It didn't fall further. Let me remove the rest. So like I mentioned, that this works best for flat days where there is a big move after a few hours of dullness. Like this is a good example. You can put the line here and here, and then you can see that's the open and the low. That's the high and that's the low, and then you can see that the range becomes even more narrow. Yes, so let's remove this. This is the most extreme low. See what happens. It tanked. Now this is the next day. You can add it here. Now I personally prefer when it has spent some time. So if you take this top, and once it comes back, you have a nice move. Now you see this was 11:15 a.m. and by the time it comes back, it's almost 3 hours, even more than that. So you know that this has become some sort of a strong level. Same applies for this, but this is more of a recent level compared to this one. You can backtest on Nifty cash. You can backtest for years. Now you can look at this in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 50 minutes. The idea is to get the extremes, the highs and lows, a range. You can just scroll back to any random date and you can take a look. This is also another good example. If you put a line here, it's within this, false. This applies for options, futures, almost every chart. When a high is broken, it is usually followed by a higher high. I would suggest you to do your own back testing, see what filter is required so you are not trapped into fake outs. I would really request you to do your due diligence and have some back testing, and you see for yourself that it can be a pretty powerful tool when used right. That's it for today, guys. Have a great day ahead. See you next week. Guys, if you like this video and what I shared in this, kindly hit the like button and subscribe. I am pretty new to YouTube and I would appreciate each one of you subscribers, and kindly help me grow. Share this video with your friends and family. Let them know the potential of trading, how they can earn and learn. Or let me rephrase that. First you learn, then you earn. Have a good day.